Hello everyone, it's Meredith. I am here with our reading for the week ahead, starting with Sunday, September 30th. And we are using the Cosmic Tarot today. I watched another reader on YouTube use this deck. I haven't used it in a really long time, so it inspired me. So that's why we got Cosmic Tarot on the table today. So let's get started and see what our theme of the week is. We start out with a Nine of Pentacles, so this will figure prominently, the energies of this card will figure prominently through the week for us. Specifically, this has to do with property, finances, abundance in some respects. Other respects, it has to do with being in the flow and the harmony of giving and receiving. Beautiful. Generosity also is a message of this card, and it could be us being a benefactor in some way to someone in our world. And by being a benefactor, I don't necessarily mean providing finances for someone, but maybe the gift of our wisdom and experience. We may be called on for that. The thing I love so much about the Nine of Pentacles, and I mention it every time I turn it over, is that you have this very poised, graceful, self-made woman living the benefits of the fruits of her own labor. And she has enough to spare and share. She does it generously. She's also, in spite of her serene appearance, she's got a great wild streak, and that's what I love so much about her. So, take every opportunity that is put in front of you this week to play and let your hair down. That's the bigger message I feel on this card. Being of service and assistance to someone with our wisdom and experience, possibly our finances, but I don't feel that very deeply. It could be as simple as giving your children their allowance, right? When it comes to finances. But anyway, I do feel how we are of service will be called upon, relied upon, asked for quite a bit this week. So let's see what's in our Sunday, the 30th of September. We had 4 cards fall from the deck on this day. This ought to be interesting. First card is the Nine of Cups. How sweet it is. Love this card. You know, this is dreams fulfilled. This is the wish card in tarot. Exciting to get that card. It's also another 9. We start with a 9. We have yet another 9. But this is fulfillment. There's fulfillment on this card. So something that we have, my guides want me to say, a prayer is answered in some way today. And it's beautiful. It's lovely in the way that it is offered up to us. Next card, Two of Wands, another great one. This is us crossing a threshold, stepping into a new realm of life experience. So for some of us, this is moving to a new house or considering a move. This is also travel. So some of you may be traveling this week for business, it feels like, with this 9 here. And also, the Nine of Cups with the Two of Wands speaks to me also of crossing a threshold of expanded connection within our relationships, entering into a new realm of heart space frequency. Wonderful. That's amazing. Then we have the Prince of Wands. So yet another wand. The wands showing up, they give creativity, inspiration, and passion. So our Sunday may be full of our passionate ideas and inspirations and making them tangible. That's what it feels like, and that feels really fulfilling, Nine of Cups. And it ends up doing something for us that we didn't expect. So there's that. It's the mystery of inspired creativity. That's what I feel here with these cards that are showing presently. And the Prince of Wands also speaks to messages, incoming. Pages deliver messages. So the prince and the princesses in this deck are pages in traditional tarot. So there's incoming information that's also inspiring. And it could be as we cross this threshold on the 2 that we receive more information, more knowledge, something that maybe was dormant in our own wisdom wakes up for us and furthers the inspiration. And the reason I say that is because the 4th card that comes out is the sun. So we have the sun shining. I love this. This is like the crown of the reading here at the top. And we have the sun shining on everything else here. We have the 9 of Cups shining on everything else here. We have the 2 and the Page of Wands. So we have a lot of creative, passionate inspiration at the top of the week for us, at the top of the reading. So the sun, you know, it's the happiest card of the tarot. There's joy, love, prosperity, abundance, generosity, passion, connectedness in all our relationships. We have that as a double message here. So let's take a look at our Monday, the 1st of October. Happy October. First card, 7 of Swords. Interesting. What a shift in energy from Sunday to Monday. That could be as simple as how y'all feel about going back to work. The 7 of Cards sword for me is, it's often about where we are being drained of our joy, or where we are stealing our own joy by focusing on matters we can't control. There's no such thing as control anyway. But there are things that we cling to and hang on to and think that we've got really well managed, but they're also the very things that fall apart first when we become overwhelmed. So it's a lesson in recognizing what those things are. And the other message I feel here from my guides is and I said this recently in another reading, but give a busy person something else to do and they'll get it done for you. Because they're just in completion, fulfillment, go-getter mode. But that has a draining effect on the spirit. So this card, I feel, is a bit of a caution to us not to overdo it on our Monday, and not to say yes, not to give a yes when really we need to give a no, because we have to give to ourselves so that our cup is not drained, so that we are giving from our overflow. We can't work at a deficit here. That's the message on that 7 intuitively for me. And then the card that goes with it is the Wheel of Fortune. I feel a bit of cause and effect on the Wheel of Fortune with the 7. So the cause is saying yes too often. The effect is becoming drained by that. And the Wheel of Fortune has a cycle, a natural rhythm to it. And so when we overdo the yes, and we don't nurture and care for ourselves, we become drained. We don't have enough to keep going. There's no gas in the tank for us. So cause, effect. This is the consequence of it. Then our joy takes a hit. Our happiness takes a hit. And we become bitter and resentful for having given too much from an old people-pleasing way of being. So something in our Monday reminds each of us of that. And our true spiritual work is to recognize it as it rises. And if you said yes, remember you can change your mind and go back and say no. You can, if someone asked you to do something and you said yes just out of patterned, programmed behavior to say yes, and then you reconsider later, know that you can go back. The wheel says you can turn it, you know, you can turn it around and you can say to that person, I did say yes, but I did not consider some other obligations, and I did not consider how much that would take away from my own self. You know, speak your truth and say that. And if you can't give your all to something, don't give it. Recognize that factor too. You don't want to do half a job. You want to do the whole job. Whether that's in your career or whether that's in your personal life or how you are of service to yourself. You don't want to do half a job of self-care, self-nurturing. So just keep it in mind for your Monday. Let's take a look at Tuesday. Yeah, first card, 4 of Swords. How perfect. Somebody needs a break. Oh, did I say Monday? I mean Tuesday. Sorry. Date and day challenged people. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We start out with the Four of Swords. For those of you that did not go back and say, yeah, I don't have the energy or the availability to follow through on whatever this is in the Monday, we're kind of taking a nap on Tuesday because the ones who didn't are just, they're overwhelmed and need a break. So, but also this card does invite us to be intentional and deliberate with how we are available to everyone in our life. And it also, my guides are saying there's an influence here of being mindful of quality of shared experience, because that feeds the soul. And so this card is about sharing togetherness with people you really enjoy, and it also has a message of being sure that you take time outs regularly in the day to check in with yourself, check in with your heart space. Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling nurtured? What are your immediate physical needs? And have you made time to just breathe for a couple of minutes? That's the reminder on this card. So no matter what's going on at the start of your week on the Monday, no matter how busy or pressed into service you feel, there is still room and availability for taking some deep breaths, hydrating, closing your eyes for a few minutes, checking in with the heart space. So let this become a regular practice. And then, yeah, look at this. We have the Hanged Man. So I love this card in this deck. Look how beautiful that is. He's got the full moon behind him, and he's hanging from that branch. It's prayer and meditation. So yeah, this is the check-in with the self card. This is looking at things from another perspective. Perhaps what's gone on in the Monday created an experience within the wheel, and new circumstances have churned up for you. You need to take a time out and look at them, reassess, reevaluate, and consider what you have not yet considered. This is an invitation for you to ask your guides and angels to inform you. What have I not considered? What do I most need to know right now? And then the card that goes with that is the Six of Wands, victory, success. Beautiful. This means that while we dip briefly into old behaviors that don't serve our highest and greatest good by saying yes too often, we're overcoming that. We could see that as a prior obstacle where we still have a tendency to do that. The tendency seems less and less now. We're recognizing it more often. And the Six of Wands speaks to us being successful. Victory, coming home to the self. Yes, definitely coming home to the self, being more centered in our heart space so that we're deliberate and intentional with how we are of service and how we are available. Perfect. So we have a theme developing here of checking in with the self. That's the priority. Self-care, nurturing, that's the priority. And then we go out into our everyday and we have plenty to offer. We know what our limits and our boundaries are there. We recognize them and we honor them. So we feel a sense of fulfillment. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and the Sun. Perfect. There's harmony. There's balance there. This to me also speaks of why we've seen the Justice card so often in our daily readings, because we're balancing things out on our scales in life and understanding that we are the fulcrum there in the balance, and we have to nurture that first and foremost. Okay, let's go on to our Wednesday. Our first card is the Empress. So look at this, connecting to the 9, connecting to this 9 over here. We have more love, we have more abundance, we have more vitality. Oh, the Empress. She's the mother of the tarot. That's fantastic. So this card too is about good self-care. There's a lot of creativity, fertility, vitality, all the itties. I don't know where that came from. Oh gosh. Okay, so yeah, all the good things. She's about all the good things. She is a master of manifestation. She is very deliberate, very intentional, and joyful about it. Sweet. So Wednesday, my feeling is we recoup from whatever happens on the 7. We do it rather quickly because we recognize our self-responsibility in it. We turn the wheel for our own selves by saying yes to us, no to other things, being deliberate, intentional, staying connected to our joy, our generosity of spirit. We are also feeling what my guides are saying is kind of a spiritual high from what is unfolding with the 9s and the sun over here and this new threshold we've crossed and this new information we have. We are starting to put that to work in our life. We are creating something. The Empress is frequently shown heavily pregnant in most tarot decks, and it's about giving birth. It's about renewal. So we have a sense of renewal, and we're giving birth to a new idea and a new inspiration. For some of you, quite literally, you are expecting a child, and maybe your due date is fast approaching, and so you're nesting. And you're not overdoing anything right now, taking the rest that you can before the baby comes. So congratulations if you fall into this category. That's sweet. But our Wednesday, I feel that we have gathered ourselves. We've course corrected with the wheel. We've recognized that we overdid it with our yes, and we've taken the appropriate measures on Tuesday so that Wednesday we're back in this beautiful flow. We're feeling all this amazing over here, and we're celebrating it. And the card that goes with it is the Lovers. So, quite literally, there is a beautiful expanded connection within beloved relationship here. And also the Lovers is referred to as the choice card that comes with some sort of a sacrifice. What I feel on this is, as I was just saying, we sort of course corrected from our Monday and whatever goes on with that 7 of Swords. The choice is that we say yes to us first. The sacrifice is that we gave too freely from energy that we really didn't have to spare. So that was the sacrifice. That would be what I would call the personal hit to the whole situation. But again, we corrected it. Now we have another layer of life lesson experience to draw on so that we don't continue to do this. So take it as the lesson that it is. Be grateful for it because it's created some contrast so that we could make some new choices and decisions. Let's take a look at Thursday. We have the Queen of Cups. So this is intuition. This is emotional intelligence and awareness. This is also connection to some of our closest, most loyal friends and family members. So we may be spending or sharing togetherness with some of our nearest and dearest people on this day. I also feel deep introspection in the intuitive sense on our Thursday because this queen is very empathic, very intuitive, and she seeks her own counsel before making firm, solid decisions. Perfect. This is us leveraging what we learned earlier in the week near the end of the week. So we're like, yeah, let's not repeat that. Let's check in first before we move forward. And the card that goes with this is the Star. The Star card is being in harmony with the universal flow of life. This is about allowing. And there also the energy I feel here is that some of us are in I don't care for using this word, but some of us are waiting for something. And when we go into waiting, that's the conversation we start having with the universe. We start saying, I am waiting. Well, you're going to stay there waiting. However, this card reminds us to carry on, keep going, tend to the details of everyday life. The simple and the profound are revealed there. And keep your heart space open for whatever it is you've deemed you're waiting for. Switch from waiting to allowing. So instead it's I am trusting the universal flow of life, all things in their own right time. If you could put time on it at all, I prefer not to. Because when we're in co-creation mode, which I feel on the star, I feel on this queen, I feel from our 9 and everything up here, we're in co-creation mode. We go to a space where there is no such thing as time to co-create our dreams, goals, and plans in life. And the star reminds us that we are in that divine flow. So it's about keeping the heart space open to receive and not thinking about it in terms of time or thinking about it in a matrix of belief that's linear and not relevant. So this card is an invitation to revisit our 4 of Swords, our Hanged Man, and our 6 of Wands as well. So get back into, prayer meditation mode, relaxation mode, being in the flow mode, and consult your intuition. Being in the heart space, being in your own intuitive gifts will settle any desire you have to put a time limit on something that you wish to see come into your everyday life. Let's take a look at our Friday. Queen of Pentacles. That's nice, especially on the heels of these 2 cards. Queen of Pentacles, she is the mother of the material, and what comes with her is the 4 of Wands. So we have potentially a full circle moment unfolding here. So we have the 2 of Wands, us crossing a threshold. This is very fulfilling. It's like a dream come true over here. We have all the resources necessary on this 9, fulfillment on this 9, whole new experience information over here, the sun shining on all of it, minor distraction on our Monday by over-yesing ourselves, a quick course correction and change, and then we're taking a deeper look at, our choices. And then we have some, I'm going to call it impatience on our Thursday, but again, we do a quick course correction back into prayer, meditation, and enlightenment mode. And here's where on our Friday, we see the results of all this spiritual journey work. So the 4 of Wands, it's the honeymoon card. It's more fulfillment. It's like magnifying this 9 and this 4. They come together and they produce. That's beautiful. So whatever it is that is renewing, or whatever it is we are giving birth to in this week, we see the mother of the material here, the tangible. We're making something real. We're making it tangible, and it is part of our dream come true on our Friday. And it gets going on our Sunday. So that's exciting. Leave some comments about this, folks. This is interesting stuff. I'd love to hear what's going on in your process. All right, let's take a look at our Saturday. We start out with the High Priestess. Yeah, she connects very well to the 9 of Pentacles, to the Queen of Cups, to the Queen of Pentacles, to the Empress. So this is expanded intuitive awareness on our Saturday. This is one of the gifts that's coming to us from this spiritual journey. This is us being really connected in our heart space to our intuitive vibe, and we're listening. We're not just hearing it, we're listening to it, and we're acting on it, because the card that comes with it, 10 of Cups. So we have a 9 and a 10 of Cups in the reading. Talk about fulfillment, dream come true. There's a big deal going on for us this week. It's very personal to us, and there's excitement. There's a lot of joy. This card is about living the benefits of love, and it's really good in terms of beloved relationship too. It continues this this lovely spiral we see on the 4 of Wands over here. It's another layer of goodness added to what was already pretty fantastic. That's exciting, people. And coming with that is the 8 of Wands. So it's swift moving, fast moving energy. It's information incoming. It's good news. And this is us being in the flow. It's taking the message off the star and saying, I'm moving into allowing. Excuse me. Moving into a state of allowing, rather than thinking of the hows and the when, which is not our job. That's the universal job. But staying connected in the heart space, being in allowing, being open to receiving, being willing, bringing our wholeness to how we are available and of service in a deliberate and intentional way, pays off big for us this week. So keep it harmonized, everyone. What a beautiful week we have on tap. Please do leave some comments. Let us know your messages and the sharing of your journey on the channel in the comments section inspires not only myself but everyone else who is reading the messages. So do share if you feel guided. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and have a beautiful week. I will be back very soon, not only with the daily reading for our Monday, but also the October monthlies, one for each sign. Those will be out hopefully today. If not today, they'll be out on our Monday. So I will link the playlist for you at the end of the video so you have easy access to them. And I remind you once they're out to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs so you have a great picture of what's going on in your October. Thank you again, everyone. Peace, joy, love to each and every one of you.